we are going to complete the task assignment part. Okay. So till now we haven't really nurtured anything on team. We never created a team. We never added a user in the team, right? So today is we are going to create some team, and that team we are going to assign in our process layer, and we'll see how a team can claim a task and can proceed with completing the task. And in this process, we'll also learn the different routing techniques that are available in BPM. Although we don't use them in the industry, but yes, questions can definitely come. Even certifications, whenever you're going to appear for the certification exam, there also questions may come from the routing techniques. Okay. And two more important things we'll learn today. One is team retrieval service. Okay. So like whenever we create a team, we add the users in the team. So without adding the user, we can implement something called team retrieval service. One is that, and the other one which we will learn, that is team filter service. Very important. Team filter service. Okay. So these two things we'll learn along with the other routing techniques. Now, if you can see my screen, this is a process. And till now, what we have learned for a process, we have always created some lane, and in the lane we have some team which takes care of this task, right? So if right now, if you see, I have selected this employee lane, and here I have in the property, if you see the behavior property, here we have something called default lane team. Right now all users are selected. I can also go and create my own team and I can assign it over here. Okay. Now this is one procedure. Now this procedure, guys, we don't follow in the industry. We don't assign a team to a lane. Rather, we assign team to the task. Okay. So how do we do that? We will see that today. Before proceeding, I am going to create a team today. I have already created some users few days back. So I am going to create a team and add few users in that team. And we will see how this team I can assign to a task. Okay. So first thing is we are going to create a team. I believe I have already created one team today in the morning, employee. So just simple, you have to click on this plus sign. You get this option team and you provide some name and click on finish. The team will also get created. Okay. So I have also created a similar, in a similar approach, I created this team called employee. Yes, I have not added any users till now because I wanted to show you guys. So here is a team. You see the first section which says common property. So this is something which is there for every component in IBM BPM, where you see the name of the component, who created it, and if you want to add some documentation, you can add. That's optional thing. Now coming on the right hand side, guys, here we see something called behavior property, and it says specify members by using there are two options basically. The first one says users or groups. Now users or groups is the traditional way of adding users or groups in a team. I believe we are aware what is a group. Remember we discussed when we were having session on the process admin. That time I showed you how to create a user as well as how to create a group, right? So if I go to the process admin, instead of, yes, definitely I have to create some users, but I can also create a group over there called employee, where I add all the users in the employee group. And coming back to process designer, I create a team, and instead of adding users, I add a group directly, employee group over here. That is also the same thing. I can add users or I can also add a group over here. It is up to me. Okay. So here, guys, I have selected users or groups, and below you have a section called members, this one, where you can add either user or group, or you can add both. Both are also possible. I can add multiple users. I can also add multiple groups if needed. So let me add some users over here. You see there's a plus sign next to users. So I'll click on that. So this many users I have in this environment. So sale admin, dep admin, I will not be using because they are all administrators. So the simple users like Alex, let me add him. Then I will add Rahul. Then I will add Rohit. And finally, I'm going to add Suresh. So we have 4 users now in this employee team, right? So now I can use this team in our leave application where my first activity is an employee activity. Okay. So what I can do, I can go back to my process, leave application process. And here, instead of assigning a group or team over here, I can select the task, employee task. And here you can see there is something called assignment property for a task. Like we have different properties that we have gone across before: general property, implementation property, data mapping property. Similarly, we have something called assignment property. In this assignment property, guys, you see the first option says assign to. By default, lane is selected. Always lane is selected whenever we add an activity or drag an activity in the process layer. But if I want to assign a team to a task and not to a lane, then I have to click on this drop down and I have to select here team. Okay, so I have selected here team, and then whenever I selected a team, the next option suddenly popped up called team. Here is the place where I need to assign the employee team which I created just now. I am going to map this team over here. Okay, we are good till now. Any questions on creating a team, adding the users in a team, and coming to the assignment property of a task and mapping this team over here, as well as I have also mapped this employee team with this team property over here. We are good till now?
Rahul,
Yes. Yes.
we are added some users like Suresh, Alex, like
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
These users are in system, or we are adding those users?
No, so I have created those users from process admin, right? So there is the option of user management. If you remember, we had done this session before.
Yes, 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 yes.
So
Got it,
from
got it.
there, I created those users. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. So we are good till now. So this part is clear. Now comes the different types of user distribution or the different types of routing techniques in between a team. Okay. Now, to be very honest, right now you see the next option, user distribution. Right now it is selected as none. To be very honest, in the industry, we always go for none. We don't use the different routing techniques. Okay. At times, you know, there are few routing techniques which don't work. I'll show you today. There are few things which will work at times which will not work. So we always go for none. And apart from none, there are few other routing techniques also. Like for example, last user. Then we have load balance. And finally, we have round robin. Starting from last user. Okay, let's see what happens in case we use the first option called last user. Last user is like this. The concept is, say in a team we have, say, Parvez, we have, say, Krishnaraj, we have, say, Vishal. These 3 people are there in the team. Now whenever, say there's a manager task is there. Now for the last instance, say Vishal approved the case. Again a new instance will be created. Say somebody else applies for the again the leave application, some other employee. Now again the manager needs to approve that leave application. There also the same team is there, Parvez, Vishal, and say Krishna Raj is there, right? Now, for the next instance, also say Vishal goes and approves the case. Now, for the third time, the task will now not be assigned to the manager. It will be directly assigned to Vishal because he was the last user who is continuously approving the scenarios, completely approving the cases continuously. This is the concept of last user. Basically, this algorithm we don't control. It is controlled by IBM BPM. IBM BPM has got its own algorithm. So with the help of its own algorithm, it tries to calculate, it tries to find out who was the last user who claimed and took some action of that task. If if the algorithm finds out, they say Parvez is the person who goes and actions a task for the last 5 instances, then for the sixth instance, it will directly assign the task to Parvez and not the entire team. That is the concept of last user. Okay, so let's see if this works. So I'm going to save my changes. Okay, I have this employee team which consists of 4 different users. So I would trigger this process. Instance will be created, and a task, you can see it is created, employee task. And what you guys can see, the task is assigned to employee team, right? So I have my process portal open, and I would log in to the process portal with my credentials. Let's see. So I would continuously go and complete the tasks for every instance, and let's see whether it assigns the task to me directly for some instance or not. So 405 is the instance ID. So let me search in the process portal with the instance ID 405. I can see this is the task that has been assigned to my team. So I will go and claim this task. Okay, so I have completed this task. So I'll again go back to our instance, to our designer. Again, I'm going to create another instance. Okay, I'm just trying to see whether this employee team which has been assigned over here and this user distribution that I've assigned last user, whether this thing will work or not. So for that, I have to create again a new instance. Okay, and see. So once again, I created another new instance. Now this is 406. It is still assigned to the entire team, guys. I can see it is still assigned to the entire employee team. Still, it has not been assigned to me directly. Okay, so let us go back to the portal. So 406. Now I will search for, this is the one. Once again, I will complete this task. Okay. So once again, I completed this task. Once again, I'll go back to my designer. And again, I need to do the same thing. Again, another instance I have to create. Again, it is assigned to employee. So this is the problem. This is the thing which I always found for last user. I don't know when this algorithm will work and when it will assign to me directly. But I mean, I remember a few years back when we were using the older versions, 8.0, 8.5. That time, this user distribution used to work. This last user. Okay, let me claim it from here directly. Once again, if I trigger this process, let's see. Still it is assigning to the employee team. So it is not assigning to me directly. So somehow this algorithm doesn't work. I have seen with 8.6 as well as in the BAW licensed version. In my project also I tried once doing a POC, but somehow this last user doesn't work properly. Okay, so we'll come to this once again. I will share one document where the same thing is mentioned, okay, from the knowledge center. So this one you can give a try from your end also by selecting the last user and see whether it is getting assigned to you directly if you are continuously claiming the task and completing them or not. Okay, try this from your end. If it doesn't work, then we need to ignore this. That is what I can say you. Okay, now the last two algorithms, this to work properly: load balance and round robin. Okay, load balance, by the term load balance you can understand what will happen. Say we have a member, we have a team of three members. Okay, say we have Parvez, we have say Sipana, and we have say Tharun. These three people are there in the team. Now say a task gets created for an instance. Parvez goes and claims a task. Okay, so right now Parvez is busy with some task. Sipana and Tharun doesn't have a task with them till now. Again a new instance gets created. Now this time, Sipana goes and works on that task, which means Parvez is also busy, Sipana is also busy. Now for the third instance, this time the task will now not be assigned to the team. It will now be directly assigned to Tharun. That's called load balancing because the other two people are busy with some task. So this time BPM assigns a task directly to Tharun and not to the manager or not to the employee team. Okay, this is load balance. This one works. So we will see this one. I have selected here load balance. Let me save the changes. Okay. And now I am going to run this process again. So you see here, it got assigned to Alex in the team. So Alex has to log in through the process portal. So let me log out from here. And I hope I remember his password. So Alex has logged in. And what was the instance ID? See, I am logged out since I'm using the same session. What I'm trying to see. Just a moment, guys. Huh? Okay, let me again create one new instance. Oh, this is working automatically. So it was assigned to Alex. So next time, so since Alex logged in to the process portal to claim the task, so automatically the next task got assigned to Rohit because Alex already has some task. Okay. So again, if I create again a new instance, now this time the task is assigned to Suresh. You can see here, right? So this is called load balancing basically. So when IBM BPM, it understands, okay, so we have 3 or 4 members in the team. So let me assign the task first to say the first person in the team. When he goes and claims the task, which means he's busy with the task. So now BPM, it will not assign the next task to the same person. It will assign the next task to the other person in the team so that the load balancing happens. Everybody will have some task to work on. Nobody will sit idle. Okay, so this way this thing will work. Okay, these are very simple things, and to be very honest, we used to use these algorithms before. I mean, there were some scenarios through which we used to use this different user distribution techniques, but now the customer or right now the projects that are coming in, okay, we use this one a lot: team filter service. And we don't use a user distribution, we always make it to none, and then we go and use the team filter service. This one is the most important thing. Any project you work on, team filter service is a must these days. Okay, we'll see this one as well. Now, coming to the round robin. Round robin is the most simplest one, guys. Say we have a team. We have Chandramouli, we have say Krishna Raj, we have Suleiman, and say we have Bharadwaj. Okay, four members are there in the team. Now, whenever we create one instance, first time the task gets assigned to Chandramouli. Next time when I create the instance, the task will be assigned directly to Krishna Raj. For the third instance, the task will be assigned to Suleiman. For the fourth instance, the task will be assigned to Bharadwaj. For the fifth instance, the task will be assigned once again to Chandramouli. Like this, it will go round robin. Okay, so we'll see this also. Let me save the changes. And once again, I'll create the instance. So check on the right hand side. You see here, the task gets assigned to Rahul. If I show you the team, this is a team where we have Alex, Rahul, Rohit, and Suresh. Okay. So one by one, the task will be assigned. Next task will be assigned to Rohit, then Suresh, then Alex, and then again Rahul, Rohit, Suresh. Like this round robin, it will go on. Okay. So you see here, first task is assigned to Rahul. Next, if I once again create a new instance, the task gets assigned to Alex. Again, if I create a new instance, the task will be assigned to Rohit. Again, if I create again a new instance, it is assigned to Suresh. Again, if I create a new instance, this time the task will again be assigned to Rahul. So round robin. Okay. So simple things. So only confusion is with this last user. Okay. So go through the document which I will share over there. We have the documentation for each and every technique over here. Try at your end if you install the IBM BPM at your system, because in BAW trial version, guys, this will not work. You cannot create a team. You cannot create any user in the BAW trial version. So the only way is to install IBM BPM, and over there you can do all these POCs. Okay. So we are good with the user distribution more or less. Now we go to the next important thing, team filter service, the most important topic for today. Now by the term, till now everything is clear, guys, before moving on to the next topic.
Yes, Rahul.
Yes, Rahul.
Yes, Rahul.
Yes, Rahul.
Okay.
Yes, Rahul.
Rahul.
Okay. All right. Right. So now we go for the next topic, which is the most important one for today. That is team filter service. I'll give a very easy example of a team filter service from the leave application perspective. Say Namita is an employee of an organization, right? Now she is applying for a leave, and say she belongs to the location of Hyderabad. Now she is applying for a leave sitting in Hyderabad, that because that's her base location, right? Now when the next task will be assigned to the manager, now this manager team, it can consist of multiple users who are part of the organization from different locations, right? Manager can be part of Pune, they can be part of Mumbai, they can be part of Kolkata, they can be part of Bangalore, right? Say that manager team consists of all the managers across all the location. Now tell me in a very logical way, Namita is an employee of Hyderabad location. Can a manager of Bangalore go and approve his case, her case? It can never happen, right? That is illogical. So someone from Hyderabad only has to take an action on her leave, right? So using a team filter service based on location, I can filter out only those managers who are part of the same location as Namita. Okay. So using team filter service, if I have got a team of 100 members, I can filter out only say 10 members or 20 members out of that using this service based on a parameter called location. Location of whose? Location of the employee. Here, Namita is the employee. Okay. So we'll see this example. So once again, I'll repeat, a team filter service is used to filter out only those employees or only those managers who are part of the same location. Now, I am giving you an example with the help of location. There can be different scenario, there can be different requirement also, but the implementation will be the same. Okay, the way I'm going to implement it, the implementation will be the same. Maybe you will have a different parameter for filtering. I will show you with the help of location. Maybe for your project the maybe the parameter will be different, something different for filtering out. In my project there is a concept called role. Okay, now in our project we use or we have implemented the team filter service using the parameter called role. Okay, based on some rules. Say for example there are different approval levels. If I go to our loan application, right, we have the different levels of approval. We have the first level as a front desk team, the second level we have the verification agency, the third level we have the underwriter, right? Now say in the back end I define some rules for each one of them. So based on the role I can filter out which are the users I have to assign for the front desk team, which are the users I have to use for the verification agency, which are the users I have to use for the underwriter. I can do it with the help of team filter service. Okay, so we'll not complicate it further. So many of you are thinking how this can be used. So let's see an example. So I'm going to create a team filter service, and it is always recommended to create a team filter service from here. Okay, at the end of the day I'm still creating the service flow which you can create from here. Okay, from the services, but I will not create it from here. I'm going to create it from this place. Okay, so I'm going to click on new, and this is how a pop-up will come up where you need to provide some name. And the reason mainly I'm using or creating the team filter service from here is, you can see there is something called template, right? So this template will be available to you only when you create the team filter service from this option. Okay, so I'm going to give a name, say team filter service based on location. I click on finish and this service gets created. Before we implement anything, let's first go and see the signature of the service. So signature means variables. So what variables are already there? Since I created from the new option, from there already few of the variables are created. If you want to create more, you can definitely go and create, but never delete all these things. This can never be deleted also, because we are using some template. So whatever you can see, original team, filtered team, these parameters cannot be deleted. But I can definitely add more parameters that we can do. Okay, so here I have some input, original team. In our implementation, we are not going to use this input parameter. I'm going to use my own parameter over here as an input that I'm going to create, and I will name this as location. Okay, based on the location, what I will do inside the service, I am going to create different teams, some dynamic teams with real-time users, and that I am going to map in the task for the employee. So whatever location will come, okay, say this process which we have already worked on, say leave application process, say it gets an input from somewhere, and that input is say location. Now based on that location, I am going to assign this task, employee task, for those users who are part of that location. Whenever Bangalore will come, I am going to assign the task only to those users who are part of the Bangalore organization, or Bangalore, or whoever is the base location is Bangalore. If the location comes as Hyderabad, I am going to assign the task only to those users who are part of the Hyderabad location. Okay, so this logic I have to write over here. Okay, so let's see. So before we go again to the logic, let me show you this team business object. You see here, there is filtered team and original team, and both are mapped with some business object called team. Okay, now guys, team is a system defined business object. It is not something I have created. It is something IBM BPM is providing me with. Okay, so I have to use this business object for this team filter service. So let's see what parameters we have. First one says name. And you can see this name is mapped with data type string. Now this name is the name of the team which you want to provide. Okay, say if the location comes as say Bangalore, I can create a name, say Bangalore team. If the location comes as Hyderabad, I can create a team with a name, say Hyderabad team, like this. Okay, next is members. It's a list of string. Now for this guys, here I can assign the members for the team. Okay, say if the location comes as say Hyderabad, I can assign say Ramkumar and Sunita, for example. If the location comes as say Bangalore, I can assign the members say as Mohit and Abhinesh, like this. Okay, so this way we can assign the different members for a team which we are creating with the help of team filter service. Got it? Any questions on this parameters till now? Whatever we discussed? Whatever we discussed on the team filter service, anybody has any question till now?
Rahul,
Yes.
can you repeat members parameter, Rahul?
Yes. So whenever I'm creating a team inside this team filter service, whatever logic I write, so I have to assign some members in the team. So those members can be either one member, it can be multiple members. That's the reason we have this list of string. And members I can add here whoever users I have created in the process admin. I have to assign those members over here, and I can form a team through this team filter service. Okay, see, whenever I'm explaining you, obviously I'm giving you some theoretical explanation. Now whenever you see the way I'm going to write the logic, you guys will be able to understand it in a very simple way. Okay, so I hope whatever parameters we are discussing, whatever business objects we are discussing for this service, this should be clear. Then only we can proceed and see the practical part, how it can be implemented. Okay, we are good till now. Any other doubts, guys?
Rahul,
Yes.
for members, we add in this. No, we should have only same location or a different location.
No, so this is a filtered team. Say we have a pool of say 100 members in the team. Okay, now from that pool, I am considering say only 10 members, and I'm giving a name in a dynamical way through this parameter name, and through the members out of say 100, I'm just assigning the this particular team with only say 5 members or 10 members. So how I am assigning that we will see in the logic in the code. Okay, but these members will consist of only those filtered members which I am considering part of the location say Bangalore or Hyderabad.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so let's move on then. If we have any doubt, we can still discuss, guys. All right, we'll move on. So the last parameter here is the manager team. Now, to be honest, this manager team, whatever you're seeing right now, it doesn't have any technical role. Manager does not have a technical role. I'll show you a very similar thing. If you guys have seen this when I was showing you, there is something called experts team. You see at the end. Now, guys, this experts team, they don't have any role in this process. So what kind of role they have? They don't have any technical role. Say, for example, if you think that say the employee do not claim the task, will the experts team go and claim the task on behalf of them? No, it can never happen. The experts team or the manager team, which you see in this team filter service, they will go and monitor whether the team members, they are claiming the task or working on the task properly or not. If you remember, there was something called team performance, process performance, guys, right? If I assign an experts team over there, those users who are part of the experts team, they can log into the process portal at any point of time and they can access those reports. That is the reason we have this experts team or managers team over here. Yes, now if you ask me that, Rahul, if I don't use a manager team or experts team, can someone still go and access the reports? The answer is yes. They can still go and access the reports. How they can do it? That also we discussed. If you see here, if I go back to the process, leave application process, if I go to overview, there is something called expose performance metrics, right? I can assign a team over here, and those team, whatever members are there part of this team, they can go and see those performance reports from the process portal. Okay, so if I don't assign a team over here, and if I go back to my process and if I assign some experts team, they will also have the same role. They can also go and access those performance report. We are good. Any questions on experts team or managers team over here?
Rahul, can you explain once again?
Yeah. So here, the manager team, which you guys can see in this filter service, this is similar to the concept of experts team, which I just now showed. Whenever you whenever you come to the assignment and whenever you select assign to team, here comes an option to map a team over here called experts team. Now, who is this experts team? This expert team, guys, they will never go and claim any task. They cannot participate in the process. As simple as that. Okay, they will never participate in the process. Whatever team you assign here, only they will be able to go and participate in the process. Then what is their work? Their work is to go and check the performance metrics of this process. They can log into the process portal at any point of time, and they can go to the team performance and process performance reports, and they can see whatever members are there in the team, how they are performing, how they are working on each and every task. They are basically, they are the monitor. They will monitor the entire process. If they have anything to discuss with the team, they will do the discussion. Say there are so many tasks which are assigned to Parvez name. So the expert team member can go and talk to Parvez saying that, hey, you have around 10 to 15 tasks in your queue. Why you are not going and claiming those tasks? Right? This kind of work the experts team will do. An experts team will always be part of the business. That you can definitely understand, right? Say if you are creating a project or if you're working on a project for say some companies, say Mercedes, then there will be an experts team from their end, from the business end, and they will monitor how the business users they are working on the tasks every day. Okay, that is the reason we have this concept of experts team in BPM, in IBM BPM. Got it, Vishal?
Rahul, can you like add an experts team and show us?
Yeah, that we can definitely do. So I can add here. I have to create some team. So let me create. Okay, well, let us complete this thing. Okay, then we will come back here to the experts team. Okay,
Okay,
let me
Rahul.
complete this team filter service. Okay. So here we have created these parameters. Now it's time we implement a logic. Okay, based on this location, I am going to populate this filter team, and accordingly, this will also work in the process layer. Okay, so first, let me go to the diagram, and on the right hand side, I have something called script. I will add a script over here. Okay. So now I'm going to write some logic. Logic will be very simple. If tw.local dot location is equal to say Bangalore, then tw.local dot filter team is equal to new tw.object team tw.local dot filter team dot name is equal to Bangalore team. Then tw.local.filter team dot members is equal to new tw.object dot list of dot string. I'm not explaining all these things because we have gone across different times how to initialize, how to instantiate an object and all these things. So I'm not explaining all this. Members. So one by one, I can assign some members. So I'm going to assign, say, Alex. Make sure whatever users we are adding here, those users are real. Okay. So I cannot arbitrarily add someone who is not part of the process admin or not part of the system. I cannot assign anyone over here, as simple as that it will be. So make sure whoever I'm adding in this member list, they should be available in the system. Otherwise, this filter service will not work. So we have Alex, we have Suresh. Okay. Now this is when the location is Bangalore. Now what in case the location is something else? So say if the location is something else, then I'll assign that to say Mumbai. And here I'll have Rahul. And what other user I have here? Let me just check. Rohit. Okay. And one more thing also you guys might be noticing. I am adding only the usernames. You see here, I'm not assigning the full name. So these are only the usernames of each and every employee. Okay. You don't have to go and assign the full name. So let me save this. Now, if you see, if I go back to the process layer, you see here on the right hand side, there is some input mapping which has come called location, because we have mapped a team filter service which takes an input called location. As soon as we added a parameter inside the service, the input mapping is also appearing over here. So let me create a variable, private variable. Ideally, this variable will come as an input to your process, right? So somebody will say you that, hey, the location is say Bangalore. then that parameter you will go and assign to your team filter service. That is how it works in an original scenario, in a real-time scenario. So it will never be a private variable for sure. Okay. So something will come from some external application. Say the location is this or that. That same parameter you have to assign to the team filter service. Okay. So we'll assign some default value as nothing is coming from some external application for our process. So I'm going to assign say Bangalore. Now I'll go to the, okay, I'm already in the process layer. So here I have the parameter now. I'm just going to assign it. Okay. So this parameter can also be a part of your business object. In case your business object comes from some external application, say from some Java service or from some other UI, right? Loan application we are doing the development right now. Over there also the business object information is coming from some external other applications, say, right? So similar kind of implementation we can do over here, where location comes from some other application. Maybe it is part of our business object. We just need to map the parameter over here. Okay. So now if I trigger this process, let's see what happens. Guys, you see the employee task is assigned to Bangalore team. Why? Because the location I have passed as Bangalore, and the logic which I have written inside the service is the Bangalore team will have two members, right? If the location is Bangalore, the task will be assigned to the Bangalore team, and the Bangalore team consists of two members, right? Alex and Suresh. Now, let me log into process portal with my credentials. So let me first log out from here. I just want to make sure that the task is not assigned to me because I am not from Bangalore location, right? Okay. So what was the, okay, see, I'm logged out from here. Leave application. So this is the latest one, 417. It was the instance ID. So let me go to the portal. Let me search for 417. I don't see anything. I am part of the team, employee team. Remember, I was there, but the team filter service didn't assign the task to me. It assigned to only two members in the team who are part of the same location, Bangalore, right? Let me log out now. Let me log in with Alex credentials. Now he's part of Bangalore. (417), right? So he's part of the Bangalore team. So he gets a task. You can see here also the name of the team. Now he can go and complete this task. Okay. Now we'll go back. We'll go back to our process. We'll go back to our designer. Now I'm going to change the location. I'll go to the variables here. Okay, I was already using some parameter, but I was not using it in the team filter service. Okay, not a problem. So here I will change this to Mumbai. Now let me trigger this process. 418, right? And if I scroll down, you see the employee task is now assigned to Mumbai team. Okay, so if I go back to the portal, now If I go to the work now, Alex will not have this task. What was the instance ID? Instance ID was 418. So if I search for 418 now, Alex will not have this task. Why Alex is having this task? Wait, something is wrong somewhere. Something is wrong in the, because of some session login and log out. That's the reason. Let me log out. Okay, let me log in with Suresh credentials. He should also not have the task. The best way to actually check this thing to do it in the incognito mode. That's the best thing. It will not take the session. It is actually taking the other session, and somehow the task is getting assigned to the entire team. So let me go and trigger this process again. 419. So 419. Sorry. 419. Why it is getting assigned here? Okay. I'm not sure why it is not working, but it always works. This team filter service doesn't have any problem. And the location of my team is coming here properly, but somehow okay. Somebody knows how to enable the incognito mode?
Yes, Rahul, beside that settings,
Here.
a new incognito. Oh, yeah, we can't enable the new incognito. Third, one.
Okay, here. Okay.
It's because of cookies and caches are the same data.
Okay. So this is assigned to the Mumbai team. So we log in first with some of the Mumbai members. Okay. So Mumbai and there. So Rahul will log in. So this is the one 420 assigned to Mumbai team. So here let me search with. I have the task which I should have the task. So it's fine. But let me log out and now log in with someone from the Bangalore team. So Alex. So that was coming because of some cache or some session. Okay, that's the reason I enabled this incognito mode. So one way I'm again using my username and password to do all the development and running the process, and again I'm coming here. That's the reason something happened. But there is no issue with the team filter service. It is working fine. Okay. So if I log out and log in with Suresh credentials, even he will also not have this task. He should also not have this task. Okay. Now, if I log in with Rohit, he should have this task because he's part of the Mumbai team. Okay, so he and Rahul both have the task whenever it comes for the Mumbai location, right? So we are good, guys. Any doubts or questions on the team filter service?
Rahul, can you go to team filter service?
Mhm.
Yeah, in that script you added members, right?
Hmm.
Is the members case sensitive? Like if I put it in capital letter, will it work?
Yes, yes, they are. They are case sensitive.
Okay. Okay, Rahul, thank you.
Like I said here, we cannot add any full name. We don't need to add a full name or user ID. Only we can add the usernames, and the usernames can be added in this way, exactly the way you created these users. And there are projects where I mean 99% of the projects they run with nowadays with the employee directory of the company, right? Like even 5-10 years before, when used to work, that time we had to go to the process admin and create all the users for the business team and everyone. Nowadays we don't do all these things. We have some concept called LDAP. Most of you have heard of this term, LDAP. So LDAP, it actually uses the employee directory of the organization, and it syncs the employee directory with one of the most important component in IBM BPM called VAS. Okay, so say today, if you're say you're part of HTC, right? All of you, say there is a project which I'm working on, say for HTC. So your entire employee directory of HTC will be added with VAS with the help of LDAP. So what will happen automatically, all the users, all of you will be synced with this VAS, and automatically I can pull all those users in my application and I can use them. That's the advantage. Tomorrow, if someone of you leaves the organization, automatically the syncing will happen again. Say every week or every weekend, the syncing happens. Then automatically, if that user is leaving, then automatically process admin, or maybe I will let me talk in a more matured way. BPM database or BPM product or the product DB of BPM will not have your entry anymore. Say if Rahul is a part of HTC, and if say HTC employee directory is configured with LDAP using our VAS, then if Rahul is leaving the organization someday, then automatically in the usernames, whatever users are configured, Rahul will also be deleted automatically. Okay, so this way your LDAP actually works. Now what I am doing is like anybody who will teach you, he or she will definitely go to the process admin and create the users for you and show you over here. But ideally, it will never happen in that way. We don't create the users anymore. So even when I joined Morgan Stanley, my architect or designer, they never went ahead and created a user credentials for me. Since I joined Morgan Stanley, since I am a kind of part-time worker, because I belong to TCS. So since I am a kind of part-time worker for them, so for us also some credentials were created. Okay. And that got sent with LDAP. All right. Okay. So now we will come to yes, so somebody was trying to check the experts team, right? So let me go back to our process and let me first create a team here. Okay. Experts team or expert team. Now this expert team, let me add, so okay, so I added myself over here, but what I would also do in the same time, I will remove myself from here. Similar way, I will also remove myself from this team filter service. Okay, so let's see. Let me run this. Okay, so let me now go to the process portal. See, I'm able to see process performance and team performance, right? And just to make you guys aware, here I did not expose myself, so I should not be able to see, right? Here I have not assigned myself over here, right? So since I'm part of the experts team, okay, did I assign the experts team over there? Let me just check. I think I did not assign. Employee task. I think I did not assign. Yes. Let me assign it. Okay. Then why am I able to see the process performance and team performance? Okay. Yeah. So maybe now I'll be able to see the leave application process. I haven't clicked on that till now, right? So team performance, process performance option, so definitely I will be able to see. And that is a part of process portal. But now if I click on process performance, should I be able to see leave application? Okay, still I'm not able to see leave application because the first thing that we need to do is to expose the process. So that I haven't done yet. Let me do it. Wait. So here also, let me assign to the experts team. Now I'm able to see. So basically, the understanding is like this. If you have to see the report of all this process, whatever you are creating, so definitely the first thing is that you have to expose that performance metrics to the specific team who will be able to see. And now this one, which I can understand for this scenario, where we are assigning an experts team over here, their work is just to monitor this task. Say employee task, they will just monitor whether the task, there are few tasks which are assigned to someone, they are not claiming the task, so they can go to the process portal and they can check whether the tasks are properly assigned, whether somebody has anything to do. So this does not have any technical implementation. Okay, experts team, they do not have any technical implementation, they cannot take part in the process, but they can go and monitor the performance of the team. That is what I have understood before, and that's how it is working in the portal. But yes, definitely the experts team also needs to be mapped with the uh, in the overview, going to the expose the performance metrics over there, need to assign the team over here, then only you'll be able to see all these reports. You see on the right hand side whatever instances are in progress. So if I'm part of the expert team, I can come here and I can check, like for each and every instance, how many tasks are closed, how many tasks are due, how many are overdue. Okay, all these things I can see. Okay, Vishal?
Rahul, but the
Hmm.
experts team doesn't have the access to change the process.
No, no, never. They are not part of the development also. Change the process as in, so see, this is a business users, right?
Yeah,
Employee is a business user, whoever are there, part of the employee team. Experts team is also
change the
part of the business.
process as in like if it is not completed, then they can try to complete it like something like that.
No, 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 no. So they should never take part in the process. They are kind of IT heads of a company. Okay.
Okay.
So they will never take part in the process. So they will just monitor, they will just check the reports and everything. If they have something to share with the team or with the business users, that they can do. But they will never have the access to take part in the process.
But the
Now,
manager team inside the team filter service can.
manager team inside the team filter service also cannot. Okay. If they could have, just think, say they can access. Now tell me, in that case, I also need to add the users for this team also, right?
Yeah.
But where is that parameter? They are again just the one who can monitor the process. That's it. Monitor this service. Say Alex and Rohit is a part of say Mumbai team. So the manager team can only go and see whether these two people are working properly or not. It's a more of a business kind of thing, not a technical thing. It's more kind of business observations that they can take part. They can never go and see if Alex or Rohit is not there. It's not that they can go and claim the task and complete them on behalf of them. They can never do it.
Okay,
See,
Rahul.
this is BPM. Now we are developers. We always think from the development perspective, right? But this product which we are creating, this product will be used by whom? By the business users, right? That's the reason for their benefit. This kind of parameters are there. This kind of things are there where I can add some team who will be a part of the business team and they will monitor the entire thing from their end. Everything is working properly, the instances are getting created and everyone is taking part in the process, right? So this is more of a business thing than a technical thing.
Got it, Rahul.
Okay, all right. Now what is the time? 9:44. Okay, we completed the team part. We are left with one more. Again, that will take some time. That is team retrieval service. That is the last thing we are left with. And what else we are left with? We are left with web services. We are left with REST services. We are left with Java integration. So these four things we are left with till now. Okay. This will actually take one day to complete the entire thing. Okay. So let's complete everything on Monday. Okay. Our target, guys, is to work on the use case. Whatever we have done till now, you can exclude this part. Don't use team filter service over there. Don't make it more complicated. Whatever we have used till now, please use them to implement that use case. So what we will do purposely, Monday and Tuesday, whatever topics are left, like 3-4 topics are left, which are very small topics. It will be covered in 10-15 minutes. Web services are very simple. REST service, I have a plan to show you from a live project. Okay, I'll show you it from my client machine. From there, I'll show you. Because the REST services, for that, we need some REST URLs, right? Do you know what is REST? What is a REST call? Anybody has any idea what is a REST call? Okay, I'll give a very simple example. Say we are working as BPM developers. We have created some BPM project. Okay, now in our application, we are expecting some data that will come from the Java service. It is not that the Java service is going to initiate our process, which we have discussed so many times till now, right? It's not that example. It is that maybe in between our process somewhere, we need some information from some external application, say a Java service. What the Java service team will do, they will create some service at their end. Instead of sharing the data in some other way, they will share us a URL. And that URL we call as the REST URL. That URL we have to configure in the BPM. Okay, where we need to configure the same component we have discussed till now, service flow. Right? So that time I'll show you. There are so many REST calls we are making from our project. So actually, if I have to show you over here, I have to create one Java service, and there I need to share all those details, and that I can call it from here. But I don't have that thing, and I'm not good in Java. So I'll show you from a real-time project how a service works, how a REST service call works. Okay. Yes, we are left with one more topic. I've forgotten, database. So my work in this weekend is to configure the DB, which I am trying to configure for the last 1 or 2 days. I'm getting some error. So if I need any help, definitely I'll ask for help from someone of you to help me on the database configuration. Anyone has ever configured database? Never, right? Okay. Do we have Kirtana over here in this meeting? I don't see her nowadays. Okay. I will talk to her separately. I have her number. So in case if I'm facing any problem with the database installation, so maybe if she can help, I'll take the help of her. Okay. All right. So we are left with 3-4 sessions, which we are going to complete by Tuesday. So by Tuesday, you have time to complete the use case. Okay. So today is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 4 days you have to implement the use case. Same team who has worked before, same team are going to work in the same way. So please make sure all the members take part in that implementation. Each and one. Okay. So you guys need to give a demo on say Wednesday. Okay. Any kind of doubts you have on the use case, technical implementation is totally up to you how you implement it. I showed you yesterday some way which I implemented. If there is some other way you can implement, that is also fine. Okay.
Rahul, you said like if there is any improvement or development in the application, I'll show you, like you said. Is there any development, Rahul?
Unfortunately, yesterday I did not get any time. So even from my end, it is still incomplete.
Okay.
So I will complete this by today. So Monday, for sure, I will show you a demo from my end. Okay. So from my end, I'll show you a demo. And Wednesday, you guys can show me a demo from your end. Either you can follow the same way which I have implemented, or you can also use your own ideas. Whatever you have learned, you can also implement your ideas over there. It's not that you have to follow my way only. Okay.
Okay, Rahul.
Rahul, like in the exceptions, I need to see how the log works.
I will show you again from my client system.
Mhm.
Okay, I cannot show you from here because I have not configured log over here.
Mhm.
So you need to configure the logs whenever you are installing the IBM BPM. There is a way you can configure the log.
Mhm. The system log. Yes, sir.
So that is not configured here, but definitely I will show you from my system, from my client system. So on the next day, whenever we are showing this REST calls and all those things, that time I'll show you how the logs are configured.
Okay, Rahul. Thank you.
So in our project, we are using some external logging system, Splunk, very famous. Many projects they use Splunk. So for Splunk, for implementing logs in Splunk, there is a specific way you have to add the log. So log.info will not work. So there is something called BPM app logger that we use for that case. Okay, we'll discuss. I'll show you. Not an issue.
Okay.
Okay, any doubts, guys, on any of other topics that we have covered? Anything you are practicing, you're facing any doubt, we can discuss that. I hope guys, all of you are doing some practice every day, right?
Rahul,
Hmm.
do
Yes,
you
yes.
know, can you explain about the service call option
Service call option
from the coach?
from where?
Yeah, for autocomplete from the coaches, like buttons and horizontal load we use now. From there's an option called service call.
Okay, okay. So you're talking about the human service, right? This kind of
It used
service
to take
calls.
for autocomplete text to take data from the Ajax service to complete the text automatically.
Okay, so you are asking me the code which will auto complete a task.
Yeah.
Yes, I will show you. I will definitely show you that. Okay, next time whenever we connect, I will show you. Yes, there is a code which can auto complete a task. Okay, very important. Something which I would have showed you anyways next week, but yes, good thing that you reminded. So we need to understand these codes. Okay, to be very honest, when I learned IBM BPM, nobody actually taught me all these things. It is about the project. Okay, so even 2 years back also I was not aware how to auto complete a task through coding, because never I had to implement those kind of things in any of the project. But this project where I'm working for the last 2.5 years, so this project demands this kind of coding where you can auto complete a task. Rather, I can auto complete an entire instance with the help of coding. Okay, those things I will show you. But this part, these things are mainly when if you're working some headless project, that time you have to go through all this kind of coding.
Rahul,
Mhm.
I wanted to know the like, between EPV and ENV, the
Hmm.
difference is it will change in different environments, the ENV.
Hmm.
So can you give a like project example, like live
Hmm.
example where
Yes.
ENV is used?
Yes. ENVs are mainly okay. Just now I was giving an example, right? REST calls. That's a big example for an ENV. That's an environment variable. So I'll give a very simple example. Say you are a Java developer. Okay, I am a BPM developer. Now we are working on some feature which we have to do the testing in the development environment, right? Now say Parvez creates a Java service and says, Rahul, this is a Java service URL, this is a test URL. Please do the testing in your development environment and let me know if everything is working fine or not. So I configured that in my application, BPM application. So maybe that REST URL will give BPM some information which I'm going to use somewhere in BPM. Now everything is working fine in development environment. Now I tell Parvez that hey, it's working fine. Now let's do the testing in the next environment. That is a QA environment. Now what Parvez will do? Parvez will deploy his changes to the QA environment. Now the REST URL will definitely change because the host name, everything is changing, right? So he will give me a new URL this time. Yes, the Java service name will be the same, but the URL keeps on changing because of the host name changes for each and every environment. So where do I configure this? I configured this as an environment variable. Got it? So
Yes, Rahul.
this is one example.
So URLs, the REST
URLs, REST URLs. Yes. What else? I gave you one more example. If you remember, data source. Data source we configure in the development environment, in every environment, even the production environment also we need to configure the data source. Data source can change, right? It can be different for every environment. It can be same also. Ideally, we always try to keep it same, but definitely there is a chance that some infra team, someone from the infra team, when they configured the data source for development, they have given some name, and for the other environment they give a different name. It can happen. So that also we have to configure where environment variable.
Okay, Rahul.
Okay, guys, any other doubts, guys? We can discuss.
Rahul, like after creating a process, we see it in like desktop view. Now, what if the developer wants to see it in a mobile view? Can he make like create different designs for
No,
different
no, no.
views? Responsiveness.
No. So if you are using the BPM UI toolkit, guys, then automatically this will be taken care. In the previous versions, when we used to use the responsive coaches, that time we had to go. If you see here, coaches, if I go to coaches over here, there are where it is. You see here the top mobile view, tablet view, desktop view. Yes, today also, if I click on it, I will be able to see this in the form of a mobile. If I see it in the form of tablet, I can see it in the form of tablet's resolution. If I click in this part, desktop, I can see in the desktop format. But I have seen one thing. This is the BPM UI toolkit we are using. Initially, when we used to use the responsive coaches, if I click on this first one, maybe this customer address will go outside. That time we used to drag it here and make it in a proper way. Nowadays, we don't have to do it. So this pain is not there for us anymore.
No, what if a developer, see in a desktop view, he wants buttons in a horizontal, but for a mobile view, he wants it vertical. So can he make the changes?
That can be also configured. Yes. So this is the mobile view. You can drag a layout and you can do, you can, what to say, you can keep this, all these code views in some specific order. But
Okay.
when you go to a tablet view, say, I want to see all these things in a horizontal order, side by side, that also we can do. But again, I mean, to avoid all these complexities, we keep it in a normal way, and in a way that will help both the mobile views as well as the tablet view as well as the laptop view. I'll give you an example. See, the way I designed this entire coach, right? I kept it in a vertical order. It can also be, I could have also done it in the horizontal way. Say, for example, first name, last name, address line 1, address line 2. Side by side, I could have done, right? But I did not do it purposely. The reason is, if someone tries to open the same course to their mobile phone, it will work because it's in a vertical order. If someone tries to open a desktop view, there also it will work because everything is in a vertical order, right? So you have to implement your course. See, why will you go and for every resolution, you will do a different development for the coach views, right? So we need to do it in a way that we will do only once, but that will work across all the resolutions. That should be the target. It will never be like this that you select mobile and then you do the development only for mobile. Now you select the tablet resolution and then you do the development for tablet. That way we never do the development, guys.
No, as a developer, we have to like look into the user experience as well. Like it should be
Definitely.
very, yeah.
Definitely. So how you can do it? So you create this application and then you test across all the different resolutions. Whenever you find that this is not working for the mobile phone, maybe somewhere some coach view is coming on top of another coach view. Maybe somewhere it is breaking. So that time we have to go and do the changes. But right now, when you are starting the development, it's in progress. That time we can't do it. We can only use these options and we can see it whether everything is working properly. For example, if you see, I clicked on this mobile, everything is proper, right?
Yes, sir.
So do you really think I need to do any change over here? I don't need to
No,
do any
yeah.
changes, right? So if I deploy this today in production, if some customer wants to access this loan application UI from their mobile phone, it will work. Okay.
Okay.
And that's the reason we are using BPM UI and not the responsive coaches. Actually, there was an option for responsive coaches. Whenever you do the design, there was an option called auto wrap. The concept of auto wrap comes whenever you are accessing an application using different resolutions. Auto wrapping, right? This is an auto wrapping which happened just
Yes.
now, right? So this option is not there in the BPM UI toolkit. You know the reason? Because it is already, it has those features with it. Auto wrapping.
Inbuilt.
Yes, inbuilt.